What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Alolan DataDex with me, TheOneIntegral. Now, in the last episode we covered Mimikyu, of course, everyone's favourite Pikachu clone from this generation, and I offered you guys a choice between two water types. We had Pyukumuku and we had Bruxish, and you guys chose Pyukumuku, of course, the one I can't actually speak the name of, so we're just going to assume that how I'm saying it is the right way to say it, and we shall do this episode. But first up, we have a choice for next episode, and that is going to be a fight between two of the Guardian Pokemon of the Alolan region. We have Tapu Bulu and we have Tapu Fini. So which would you like to see covered next episode? The Grass Fairy type or the Water Fairy type? Let me know down below by either commenting Bulu or Fini, depending on which one you want to see covered. But for now, this is going to be it for me for today. What? No, this is the start of the episode. Let's jump in and have a look at Pyukumuku. So Pyukumuku 771 in the National Pokédex is a pure water type and the sea cucumber Pokemon. It's only 1 foot or 0.3 meters tall and weighs 2.6 pounds or 1.2 kilograms, so it's a fairly small little cute Pokemon, I suppose. It's in the Water 1 egg group for breeding, and the male-female split is a simple 50-50, with the evolution chain having no pre-evolution or further evolution. It's on its own. Base stat wise, it has obviously very good defences, as I'm sure you know, with defence and special defence both at 130, attack at 60, health points at 55, special attack at 30, and a measly 5 in speed. So not your offensive Pokemon, more of a defensive, or not even defensive, more of a supportive or niche Pokemon. Has two abilities available to it. The first one is In It's Out, which means that when it gets killed, when it faints, any damage done to it in that turn from the attacker is put back to that attacker, which means it would be great if you could, get the opponent to one-hit kill you, since then all of your health point damage would get reflected back onto them and basically take them out as well. However, because of your high defense stats, it's not really going to work like that, because you have such high defenses, the enemy's not really going to do any damage to you. So the hidden ability you could say is possibly better, and that is Unaware, which ignores the opposing Pokemon's stat changes. So if they've got really high defenses, not going to care. And of course, the more obvious one for Pyukumuku is the means if the enemy has raised their attack stat to the maximum level, ignored. So it's pretty cool there. So possibly Unaware being the better ability than hidden In It's Out rather than Hidden Out. So it's either up to you there. So let's jump in and have a look at the typing. Of course, it's pure water, so really there is nothing to say there. It is very simply just pure water. A few weaknesses, a few resistances. In terms of resistances, we have fire, water, ice, steel. 2 weaknesses in grass and electric, taking neutral from all the rest. So not a bad type. So I guess it's decent. 4 resistances, 2 weaknesses. Pretty good there. So what moves might you want to use for your Pyukumuku? Well, as I said, it's more of a niche Pokemon. It's not going to be this offensive Pokemon. It's not going to be this tank that deals that low damage to and allows you to set up. It's more of a, you can use it in 2 or 3 very particular ways, so the moves are a bit sort of constrained. We have loads of level up moves. The first is Safeguard at level 13, of course. Being a very bulky and sort of defensive Pokemon, you can have Safeguard there to stop yourself getting poisoned, basically, because obviously Toxic would be a big drain on your effectiveness, so Safeguard definitely is something to think about running. Then we have Curse at level 25, which of course, not being a Ghost type, will mean that you raise your attack and raise your defense. So obviously physical defense goes even higher than usual, and physical attack, yes, okay, that's decent, but of course you're not really going to attack with Pyukumuku, but it can be used, as we'll look at later on. Then level 37, it learns Recover, which of course was a pretty good move to think about running on Pyukumuku, because of course being defensive needs some sort of reliable help and restoration method. Of course Recover is that method, so definitely think about running that. Level 41 we have Soak, which of course turns the opponent into a water type, which seems a bit weird at first, because of course if they're a water type, that means you're not going to be able to damage it with anything other than water stab, really, which of course is resisted, that's the one we're looking for. But of course it links in with the next move, which is Toxic, which learns at level 45, or of course via TM, which of course poisons the opponent badly. 90% accuracy since Pyukumuku is just a water type, but of course Soak will make the opponent water type, which if of course they're steel or poison, will allow you to actually Toxic them up. So that's the reason you might want to run Soak there, because of course otherwise if you're relying on Toxic for your damage, if a steel or poison type comes against you, you're screwed. Then we have 1 TM, which is Protect at TM 17, of course, decent. Even though you're pretty defensive yourself, you might just want to protect some turns, so why not? And then one final move is a Heart Scale move, and that is Baton Pass, because of course if you can't do the damage yourself, you can set up and pass the damage on to someone else. So what sets are we looking at here? Well, we're going to look at 2. The first is general bulky set with Toxic, and the second one is more of a Baton Pass set. So first moveset is going to be Recover, Toxic, Soak and Protect. Ability is Unaware in this instance. Nature is a calm one. Held item is Leftovers. EVs we have maximum health points, and then the other two are just spread, the other EVs are just spread between defense and special defense, just so you're all around pretty bulky. So the idea here is, as I mentioned with Toxic and Soak, you toxic the opponent, then you protect and you recover and stall them out basically. You don't have Safeguard on this set, so you could switch out Protect for Safeguard, meaning that you won't be able to get toxic yourself, but you will have to recover more often, because obviously Protect gives you the option of basically you only take damage half the time, so every other turn you can protect. Whereas if you're running Safeguard instead, you're going to take damage every turn if they're attacking you, but of course you won't be able to get toxic. So it's up to you what you run here. You could even take Soak off and have Safeguard yourself here. But of course that means you won't be able to deal with Steel or Poison types, so that's something to bear in mind. But of course the Recover, Toxic, Soak is a pretty standard triple, or Recover, Toxic, Protect really. There's a few different variations, but generally the idea is you Toxic the opponent, then you Protect, and then if you need to recover, you recover, and then you Protect and you recover, and yeah, just goes on like that until they slowly die from Toxic. And that's that really. Ability is Unaware, just to stop anyone setting up on you while they're trying this, because of course that would be bad, just to get like a +4 sort of sword stance, and then just take you out, and then take an opponent, one of your other two Pokemon out, whatever, before they end up dying. A Calm Nature, just to boost our special defense, because of course why not. Held item Leftovers to help along with that Repel Restoration, and as I mentioned earlier, the EVs we have bulk. And just all around really. So yeah, in terms of that set, there's not much more to say. You just toxic the opponent and stall them the heck out. So really it's as simple as that. Could be useful, could not be. So the other one, as I mentioned, it's more of a Bat and Pass set, because of course it does feature Bat and Pass. So the moveset is going to be Curse, Bat and Pass, Safeguard and Recover. Ability is In is Out this time, Nature being a calm one, held item being Leftovers, and the EVs maximum health points and then spread over the defenses once more. So the idea here is you have Curse and you have Bat and Pass, so you curse as much as you want, probably to maximum, and then you can Bat and Pass to any Pokemon in your team, preferably a physical attacker, so they can get the physical attack boosts, and then they can further go on and start doing damage. Safeguard is there to stop you getting toxic as you're trying to set up here, and then Recover of course is, even if when you're trying to set up here, you still want to be able to restore some health points in case, of course, someone comes in and completely slams you out. Ability is In and Out in this instance. This is just, it could be switched out for anywhere really. You could run either in this case. So really it doesn't matter a huge amount, because ideally you don't want to be taken out, because of course that's what In and Out would do. You want to be setting up and then you want to be Bat and Passing off and not dying, preferably. So Unaware could be more useful, I suppose, in this set. In case they get a critical hit on you, it's not going to be using all of their attack, I suppose, as well as your normal defense. So it could be either or here. Nature is Calm again, because why not? You're increasing your physical defense with Curse here, so you might as well boost your special defense, because otherwise it's a bit sort of knowledgeable, logical. There we are. And the held up, of course, Leftovers again, just to give you that help innate help or restoration over the turns, and the EVs are the same as before. So in terms of using this set, you sort of want to go in, you Safeguard, I suppose, as soon as you go in, or if you perceive the opponent to be a toxic threat, you can Safeguard and prevent them from toxicking you. Then you start cursing, recover when you need to, and eventually, when you see a good chance to, you Bat and Pass. Now the good thing here is, because Pyukumuku is so slow, it means that when you Bat and Pass, your Bat and Pass will happen after the enemy does a move, for example. So they'll attack you. Hopefully you won't die from that straight away. Then you can Bat and Pass into whatever you want, say a Blaziken, I don't know, any physical attacker, and then that physical attacker can start doing attacks. So it's not like a faster Pokemon where they would Bat and Pass, you'd switch into your Blaziken, and then the opponent would just hit that Pokemon with a move, and you'd be gone, because maybe it was a boosted move or a critical hit. Because Pyukumuku is slow, it means your new Pokemon will come in second, which is pretty good. Hence the benefit of, I guess, using Pyukumuku for this instance. So, yeah, apart from that, really it's just a simple set. You go in, Safeguard, you curse, you recover, you Bat and Pass eventually, and then you can always, as long as you leave Pyukumuku as a decent health, switch back in later on and do a similar thing if, of course, you have to switch out your Blaziken or whatever Pokemon you're using and lose those boosts. So, really as simple as that. But that's going to be it for Pyukumuku today. Of course, don't forget to vote for next episode's Pokemon, one of the Guardians. We have Tapu Bulu or Tapu Fini, so let me know which you'd like to see covered next episode by commenting down below, either Bulu or Fini, and the one with most votes will be covered next episode. But for now, this is going to be it for me for today, so I shall be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.